Alright, here's an introduction to HTML. What is HTML? It stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It's a language that's used for creating web pages, and it describes the structure of a web page, and it consists of a series of elements. And the elements tell the browser how to display the content in the web page. And these elements are labeled pieces of content, such as this is a heading, this is a paragraph, this is a link, etc. And here's a simple example. This website right here is pretty useful, w3schools.com. So they give an example, a simple example of a HTML document. Here you have these elements that they're talking about. That element right there is the document type. Here's another element called HTML, another element called head, and the title. And let's see, like right here, the title of this web page that you're looking at right now is called Introduction to HTML. So instead of saying page title, it would say Introduction to HTML inside of the title tag. So I'm just going to copy this, and here, and of course here's what they're calling a heading. Heading is a like large size text, and I can click this button right here, try it yourself, and you can see how my first heading is in a large size font, and that's because my first heading is inside of this H1 element. So that's the opening of the element, of the heading element. This is the closing of the heading element, and you can see that the closing, the only difference between the opening and the closing is that it has a slash. And here's a paragraph element. It's less than P greater than, and then the closing element for that tag is less than backslash P greater than. So let me just copy this right here for us. I'll copy that text right there. What they are not necessarily saying in this description of what is HTML is that they are saying that this stuff that you're typing right here, it is just text, which can be created with any text editor. So here I have a program called Notepad. I'm going to paste that text in here. I'm going to save that. Let me move that over one space so everything is lined up. And when I write my own web pages, I like to line things up so that this right here is indented, because this information right here is actually inside of the head element of this document, and here this information is inside of the body of the web page. And of course all of this information right here is inside. I wonder if I can tab. Nope, can't do that, sorry. Instead of using Notepad for indentation, I'll show you that there's other programs that are a little bit better for managing indentation. So let me just move all of this stuff back real quick. It's important to do indentation because once you get into making web pages, it's easy to get lost of what's inside of what. Anyway, let me save this right here. File, save as, and I'm going to put this on USS Chicago. And I'm going to create a new folder, and we're going to call it Learn HTML. And I'm going to save this as page1.txt. save. And let me open that up in my Windows Explorer. You can see that I have the folder right here, and I have page1.txt. And I'll make a copy of this file real quick. Copy, paste, and I will rename this to index. And I'm going to change the txt to HTML. It says, "Do you sure you want to change it?" I say yeah. Both of these files right here are nothing more than ASCII text files. They both have the very same amount of text in there. 1K. Actually, it's not 1K. Windows just rounds it up. Look at the properties of this. It is exactly 153 bytes of information. Whereas this one right here is the same file, 153 bytes. They're both text files. So now that I have both of these web pages, or I have both of these files right here on my computer, if I were to open this in a browser, open with, and here I have Firefox as my browser, it takes this information and the browser interprets what this stuff means. It's saying to the browser's understanding that it's supposed to put on the screen my first heading, and when it does, that it makes the font bigger. And here is a paragraph where you can see that the font is not specified. Alright, so, and this right here is the text file. Let me open up this file. Let me close this text file right here, and I'm going to open this one up with Notepad. Okay, and I'm going to move this screen over, move this screen over this way. Yeah. So if I copy that, my second heading, second H2, size H2. I'm going to say file, I'll save it, file, save, and I'm going to click refresh. See how my heading 2, or heading size 2, is a little bit smaller than heading 1. And then if I were to add another paragraph, then save it, refresh, and look at the space between these two lines right here. Paragraph, and look at also the spacing between these two headings. What if I wanted to have my second paragraph a little bit closer and just directly underneath my first paragraph? Well, here's an example of some just random text, not inside of a paragraph tag, and I'm going to use BR instead. File, save, refresh. See how the spacing is not separated from line to line like it is in the paragraphs? Alright, let's go back to this website. Where's it at? HTML has a whole bunch of tags. Let's see if I can give you an idea on this web server here. HTML tag list. Alright, so here we have anchor defines a hyperlink, and here's something that defines bold text. Let's try that one right there. So you said less than, be greater than. So if I put this ASDF, let's put the second one, bold, and then close it out, slash bold, save it, and refresh it. See how that's bold? Alright, go back here to the website. Oh man, I keep on messing up. As you can see, there's a whole bunch, and here's that BR. Defines a single line break. So it's just a matter of learning about what, and they call them elements, I call them tags. It's just a matter, in designing web pages is just simply a matter of learning what elements or tags that the browsers understand and how to use each particular tag. So it's really no more complex than that in order to be able to build a website. Of course, it takes a while to learn all of the different things, and I don't know what 75% of these things are, because I just don't use all of them. But you just need to be able to have a starting point in order to be able to begin. So here is your standard web page. I'm going to close this file right here. This is called index.html, and go back right here. So here's those two files. They're the same. Well, they were the same file until I started changing them around. But anyway, if I were to open up this one, which is just a text file, I'll open it up with Notepad. There it is. That's what it looks like in Notepad. If I open up this file in a browser, let's see. It's not going to let me do that. Okay. I don't know what. Oh wait, let's see. More apps. Firefox. Okay, now it's just showing, because I'm opening up a text file. It's just showing the actual source code for it. But because when the browser sees that the file that is opening, it has the extension .txt, it's going to present this information, just the ASCII character codes that are in here. But when you open up this file right here, which has .html on it, the browser understands, oh, I need to interpret the information that's in the HTML and then present it accordingly. So browsers can recognize the extension of the file that they're trying to open and deal with it accordingly. So if I were to, let me log into what am I putting this on? USS Chicago. .com. Let's see. I'm making another website, so let's see if I can find. Hold on a second. USSChicago.com. And this is called learnhtml. Okay, so let me go to my server, public HTML folder, and I'm going to upload this folder. So now when I go to USS Chicago SSN 721.com/learn HTML /index.html. That's actually online, and I'll keep that up for you guys for a while in case you want to verify that. Sure enough, you'll now be able to see what I just made. And of course, if you change the extension from HTML to .txt and then press enter, well, I don't know why that didn't work. It says the file should be in there. Let's see, maybe I didn't do it right. Hold on a second. Oh, it's called page1.txt instead of index.txt. It's page1.txt. So that file is on the server. If you go and just look at this right here at the index.html, and inside of some browsers, especially on laptops and especially on Firefox, I think you can view the source, view page source. See, it's showing the page source code. All right, so there you go. There's the beginnings of learning HTML.